It's time for the railguns of the kit, and gotta start with the long pieces. Just have to put these two parts together to make the entire inner frame of the longer bit. And then you want to take this top piece, and it just goes in some slots right there. Really good snap, that's for sure. Now this just goes into this track right there, and then you just want to connect these two together like that, and there you go. Next, I'm going to take this little guy and just make sure I get it right. It goes right like that, and then the red cover just gonna go like that. It's kind of loose. I'm thinking about gluing it because it's very loose. Look. Oh, yep. So yeah, I'm thinking glue. I don't know why that's so loose. It's weird. But anyways, so, well, that's the end. Or that's the barrel part anyways. Now the back, basically the same thing for the inner frame of it. And then the outer armor. Then this piece, make sure I plug it in properly. Hold on. Ah, yes, okay. There we go. And then the navy blue cover, like that. See the vents? And that's done. And now it's time to connect these two halves to the side skirt. So, just want to make sure that these are facing properly, because you want to have them lined up so that they're not, like, you don't want to make the same side skirt twice, sort of thing. Not that I've done that before. No. And you've also got these gears here, and you line them up, and then it'll open together. There's a lot of nice little gears on this kit, which I wasn't expecting. Now, next, I'll just take this piece. Just make sure the little teeny parts are on the top. And then you can just push that in. And then I can take this piece, and it's going to go right here over the hole. And then this little gold part is going to go into this piece for the beam saber holder. Like that. And it'll clip into here. Very nicely. And then connect it like that. And there we go. And I actually switched the red pieces. I've already done the other one. And they seem to hold better, so maybe there's a specific way to do it. Now, to connect them to the waist, well, you just peg them right in. And they click. There's a lot of nice clicks on this model, and I'm really glad. Lately, I found some of the master grades don't do that. This thing definitely holds together well. So when you open that, the other one opens. Same thing here. Alright. And that is the waist unit with all of its armor.
And this is what the waist unit looks like without its armor. As you can see, a lot of detail shows from the inside of the waist and not on the outside because it's going to be covered with the white armored parts. But you'll see the intricate detail here as all the parts move, and a lot of detail here. Here's the detailed interior of what the railgun looks like when opened. So, and of course when you close it, it'll look like this. Cool thing about this little setup here is, I don't know if Prime 92 notices, but putting this here, it looks like a little mini spider tank. Isn't that kind of cool? As a matter of fact, here. something like out of a scene from G Generations, where this little guy is being controlled by your video game, and it's going up against one of the other controlled, kind of like a role-playing game scene right here. I may be putting it up as a wrong presentation here, but you guys can use your imagination. Now let's proceed with the torso unit of the Perfect Grade Strike Freedom. First up, we're going to begin with Kira Yamato's little figure. I understand that this should be painted, but again, for the essence of time, we're just doing the straight build. I think we probably have the capability of removing this figure from the torso unit, just so we can then paint it at our leisure. So once that's done, you have this little box, this little piece here that will set up the cockpit. Seal up like that. Now, according to this, this little frame here has to be like that. Because look at the orientations of the frame. I don't know if you can see this, so let me zoom in. As you can see, this pattern is being shown on the manual, that it has to be like this when you put this part here. And the notch should be above this notch right there. And then you put this guy like that, and do the same thing with him. Like that. Now, let's proceed. This guy goes here, followed by him. There you go. So that's what it would look like. Put that off to the side for now. Then you take him and you put these plastic notches here. There's no wrong way of putting them on. There's a little notch inside, so you should be able to get it in there quickly. Now, for these two guys, you want to make sure you get the polycap number WB2. There's another one called the WB4 that I think is almost the same. I think it's either WB1 or WB... I forgot which one number. You know, I forget about that. Just make sure you get the right one. Then take this, put them in the back, like so. Then take him, put him here. Oh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. There are grooves here on one side of this. You want to make sure that the grooves are facing to the back over here. Then squeeze that in there, because there are teeth in this part that locks into place. Next, you take this little guy. It has a weird piece like that. Slide him in here. And take him and put him in here. So it looks like that. The next part would be, of course, the actual neck of where you're going to put the head in. You can't put him on this part. You need to merge it with him. So this guy goes there. This one will go here. You got these two little notches here, so you want to put them up there. If you can, put them all the way up front first before you, then you seal it up like so. There you go. Okay, continuing on. Using the last of the silver parts. In this position, of course, you want to stick this part in here until it snaps in. And then take one of the poly caps, put it on top of it. It'll serve its purpose in a few moments, obviously. Now these parts look familiar. And for those of you who've built master grades and high grades, you probably are saying, oh, okay, these are the parts that pretty much represent the actual joint to hold in place the arms. Oh, fudge. Hold on. There we go. They're pretty solid and big. And by the way, make sure that any curved part that you get, you sand it down a bit. Don't worry about ruining the color of the part, considering that this part of the actual joint is going to be covered once it's sealed up in. Bandai pretty much observing pretty much what they're doing. They're going through great lengths. I think this one's in reverse. I gotta do it again. Goes into great lengths of making sure if whatever there is a part that's going to be exposed, especially when you snap it off its tree, it is basically covered up with something that is very difficult to view through the naked eye. Okay, so we got this guy going here. And that one going in the... wrong one. Oh, these are specific. And then of course... oh, something I noticed. This blue part, I'm going based on the fact that this... and I gotta check it one more time just to make sure that this happens to be the left arm. And the reason why I'm saying this is for the left arm is because when I go to this one, and it has to be facing it in this direction, that is correct, right? This one goes to the back. When you look at this one over here, and you put the blue part on top, it has a little notch here. This one doesn't have it. So this pretty much dictates that this part goes on the right side of the shoulder armor. Alright, so next up is these guys, which you gotta carefully put these two poly caps here. And these two guys get these poly caps that are octagonal. And you want to put them in. Don't stick them out. Alright. So we'll begin with the left arm, which I'm assuming is the left arm. This guy has to be in this position. No, wrong one. This position, like that. Then putting him... shoot, wrong one. There we go. That guy. Sorry, this guy here. Then put this one through that notch. And taking one of the hydraulics that you've assembled, make sure that the hydraulics is in this position and put it through here. Come on, go through here, and of course give it enough, level it out so you can slide it in. There we go. Once that's in, then you gotta take this part and put it inwards, which seals up everything. Like that.